Alright, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings YouTube Atheist Community and Stick and Fun. Kind of quiet indoor edition for a change. Kind of wintry out, didn't feel like crunching and such. So, anyway, so on with the show, I suppose. Maybe I'll play some of the, I do have most of the MP3 from the Stickam, so maybe I'll just play some clips of it, just randomly. And do an update video. Yeah, maybe I just post this on YouTube and such. I guess. Anyway, debate 1094. I guess that was the title of. I mean, that was the number of my video, and it says debate. Anyway, it's sort of an interesting video, so I'll post a link to it below. You know, it's just opposing. Thou art that, you know, Matt's video and my video. So just play Matt's video and then play my section responding to Matt's video. And so some music in the background. It's sort of interesting. It has a little sawing the log thing in here, so this is pretty good. I like this. So I'll just throw it in there for the hell of it. Mute it. So I'm talking about life and blah, 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 and how it sucks and whatnot. Well, you might as well hear some of that. Oh, moot. There it is.
Cannibalism at its core. It's anything illism. It's just.
There it goes. The log falls down, and this one will go up. Go.
Winner and loser.
Well, the frame rate was rational. It would have looked better than that.
That's how evolution works.
But anyway, yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. But the other tree was even, you know, much longer, and it went back up in the, and so that was pretty cool. Anyway, that's, you know, that was the event of my working week anyway. Really tired. You know, slept all day almost just because I'm just physically tired. A hard week. A lot of pressing issues pressing on me. Pressing. I don't care for pressing things. Anyway, so this is videos. Indian heathen guy. It's an irritating video. Back again and such, who knows? It's just all the same stuff, right? It's all there's the log cutting one. This one was kind of funny. Mega bitch cunt. Yeah, because that was a response to cat lady or whatever her name is. And life sucks some more. Yeah, this is just another walk and talk kind of, you know, overview video kind of thing. Anyway. No need if there's much here to go over. Here's the bitch video. I might play a little bit. Maybe I'll play some of the MP3. That'll be better.
Whoa! Yeah, making a video.
So I can jump ahead, baby.
Sort of annoying. Ethical vegetarianism, not healthy vegetarianism, not all this other kind of crap. But who's made more ethical arguments about vegetarianism? Who said? Look, blah, blah, blah. All right, then you just keep losing. It's a big pile of goddamn shit. Then why the fuck are you pretentiously fucking preaching that don't have any purity and real soul or heart or integrity and philosophical logic? You'll just preach to people as if you do, and you don't. It happens to be your addiction. You happen to be addicted to being a pretentious.
Anyway, yeah, it's the C word a lot. Anyway, so let's just do some of the audio file from Stickam. So this would just be randomly popping about in here. See what we come up with. So go there.
Most people don't accept new ideas.
Need more volume, I think.
For instance, yours, very easily.
Well, it's not accepting the new ideas. Getting rid of the old ideas is the problem. So let's understand that dependency. You know, people become addicted and attached. So it's like, you know, they're Yankee fans. Yeah, so yeah, I made another baseball analogy. Okay, we'll jump ahead. So it's sort of peaceful there, sort of nice.
Sitting there leaning up against a tree taking a shit. You know, that's a wake-up call for you. How the lie of losing your humanity with just a loss of power for a week will do for you.
Yeah, well, I was sort of ready for it all, so it didn't, you know, I mean, I had water in the bathtub, so I could still flush the toilet. Alright, not the best part either. Alright, we'll move a little bit further ahead. Find something more interesting, hopefully. Hey, only it's 10 feet tall and it can breathe in non-oxygen environments, but it's identical DNA. Okay, so I'm playing about Prometheus again.
Yeah.
Jump ahead.
I fuck around with cigars, and she saw a cigar and she fucking yelled, because at least kids know now, a lot better than we did.
Alright, so I was talking to some guy who's, he's got kids and he's an antinatalist, so some new guy, so he was kind of okay, got along alright, and so we ended up talking about cigarettes, which was sort of a waste of time, I understand. Addicted when they're kids. So we make it impossible to get addicted when you're a kid. You're probably not going to smoke. Very few people, idiots like Piro, but very few people ever start smoking, past 20 years old. It just doesn't happen. Jumping ahead.
Whenever I did, I got stoned, and that's like the only thing. Like it made me, it made everything so much smaller just because I wasn't thinking about. I was just thinking about the now. I wasn't really thinking about everything else.
Yeah, well, it's like a lot of things, it's that moderation thing, but sometimes you get stoned every day, you kind of lose touch with those kind of experiences, you don't get those kind of really cool. Alright, yeah, there was some drug talk, okay, it's almost as lame as movie talk. Move ahead a little more. And video, and, I didn't do it. Oh, I think I was talking about the video of the tree. That's funny, this tree came up again. Yeah. The tree was it really was kind of interesting. See a big tree go. Personally, don't get it. It just seems pretentious and off-putting to me when somebody asks me, have you ever stuck your head all the way up your ass? I was apparently complaining about somebody who was asking one of those questions before they get to their point, like, have you heard of?
Was because I was thinking of making a response to this bit, sort of from an antinatalist perspective, because this guy basically talks about how there's basically three ways a person can find meaning in their lives.
It's a little bit boring. I'll jump ahead.
You can still react a certain way to it.
I'll jump ahead. You can't argue with the details. You can't argue with the basic logic of the argument. And he's just making an argument from bullshit. He's just making an argument from convention, really. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it should always be, kind of a bullshit argument. I mean, it's empty in terms... he has to resort to things like, well... plants are thirsty. Come on, when you have to start talking about the thirst of plants, that's what you call desperation. The parachute, I'll take the cheap parachute and jump with it, you know what I'm saying? But if it's my sister, no, I'm going to make sure she has 5 parachutes and they're going to be made of gold and shit. I'm not going to... Yeah, just talking about the difference in perspective, and how you, generally speaking, some people anyway, of a certain personality, are a lot more careful when somebody else they care about is involved in something. So they just make sure things are, they wouldn't let them cross the rickety bridge where they might personally do it. They might risk things, you might risk things to yourself that you wouldn't allow the risk to be imposed on somebody you care about, that kind of thing. It's just kind of curious how we have kind of a built-in double standard where the standard is higher for those that we care about than even ourselves.
Or anything. She showed me a Venom thing video.
Never really happened, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just saying, bottom line is I don't see any point in contriving an entertainment for a consciousness, but I am saying that I can't imagine very entertaining ways of living. I can imagine just waking up every day and you go play golf at Pebble Beach with Jack Nicklaus. That's what. Yeah, so okay, I have. Well, I might have finished the fantasy. My little things, right? And and then Christina Applegate shows up on the 5th hole, and we fuck. Yep, look, yeah, we do things. Anyway, moving on. I'm just using the analogy that there was an argument about virtual reality, and somebody was kind of naysaying that somehow you'd run out of virtual reality, and I don't think it's possible to run out of virtual reality. You're not going to get bored. in a synthetic world, because you can just keep doing the good stuff over and over again in new and interesting ways. You can.
Alright, it's all in your head, fucker. Okay? What the experience is. Okay? So master your brain and you've mastered the game.
Ooh. It's almost that kind of Cantabad kind of crap. But yeah, we're just talking about the fact that it's all a head game. You know, whether you're with somebody or you're not with somebody, whether you're, yeah, it's all controlling what your brain perceives. You can cut your senses all off and you're just stuck inside your head. Well, you might as well contrive a good description of the reality you can't see if you can't see it. But the point is the power of our, we have power over our reactions. It's kind of an old Eastern notion of philosophy, but yeah, so our reactions are under our control. You know, we can modify that. But in philosophy, there'd be no point in denying intuitive emotions common to the function of the mechanism. We're functionally supposed to be afraid and supposed to be hungry and these are the things we do commonly. We can break that mold. We can step beyond it or out of it. But, you know, we can't control some things. Obviously, some things are built so hard into that they're wired into the hardware, and it's really hard to, you know, mind control yourself out of hiccups or something.
Yeah, and
Do, nice quiet part.
Simple decisions about life, let alone complex ones.
your brain doesn't even fully develop until you're in your mid-20s.
Uh-oh. This guy gonna piss me
parts of your
off.
brain that are responsible for judgment.
Well, I don't know if that's true. That seems like a bit of an exaggeration.
It's scientifically true.
I don't think it's scientifically true. I think it's a conclusion drawn based on, you know, stupid, incomplete information, okay? There's lots of these stupid conclusions they draw because, oh, look, when we stick an electrode in here and we do this, this happens. Well, that doesn't necessarily, you can't draw conclusions from those bits and pieces of evidence. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, Florida, like cheap Florida food, like, you know, food made by companies that have names like Dog Snatch. You know, you're like, what the fuck? A company named Dog Snatch makes look for it on the MP3. I'm not going to time code it, though.
Oh, I said something profound, and somebody missed it. I think it was, whatever her name is, Boo Boo. Quiet part.
I mean, isn't there a bigger audience on YouTube for your ideas and whatnot?
Yeah, but YouTube's motherfucking evil, right? So, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to be a little bit principled and say, you know,
I'm eating
I gotta
brownies,
try anyway,
which I never
so
eat
I'm
while I'm
gonna try
doing
weaning
stick
myself
ham.
off of that.
I was hungry. Well, I remember next time not to eat, you know, whatever, stale brownies.
Yeah, well, Mozart had, you know, a pretty sheltered and elitist education, right? His father was already a
ragging on Mozart.
very well-known composer and music, and just eliminate all this fraud and all the other bullshit.
I'll have it on a Saturday, or just like all week or something.
Talk about voting and stuff.
You know, it's just a crock of shit, okay? There's no sun setting. The rest of the world is fucking completely still dependent on the American rich man for investment capital, okay? So we're still controlling a lot of the game. You know, Europe is fucking toast.
Even if our economy other foreign economies become closer on par with the American economy, that is still a major setting of the sun.
Whatever. It's just a stupid rhetoric. It's stupid rhetoric, okay? No one's going to catch up to us because no one's going to have free energy that we built this country out of. And again, like I said, you're still going to have, you're a long way.
Arguing about economics. Some guy just kept saying this setting of the sun on the American economy, and it's just kind of a stupid notion. the world economy is all basically capitalism, and the last part that's going to sink is the top of the iceberg kind of thing. And we're at the top. So we're going to sink last.
With a little bit of thinking, you could come up with a scenario that doesn't require you to break the rules of golf in your golfing movie.
Oh, plot flaws. Yeah, I have a real
Well,
problem
actually,
with
within all
plot
the rules
flaws.
of golf, you're talking about...
Well, what's the point? It's just stupid. I mean, I can go even further, okay? Never in the history of golf has there ever been a hole where you hit the ball 2 feet from the hole and it rolls into the water. Okay? Never in the history of golf. And especially with a 3...
Anyway, yeah, I hate plot flaws in movies. Movies where they just do stuff that just can't happen in the real world. Doesn't happen in the real world. There's just no point in putting crap like that in movies. That was my point. The asshole just kept defending its existence. And he wouldn't acknowledge that it only exists because they make movies badly.
What about if they found water there? Well, there was a chance of supporting life.
Yeah, well, we already knew there was frozen water. Well, okay, so...
Well, you wouldn't want the human race to expand to other planets if it was possible?
Obvious answer.
Personally, I wouldn't, but I'm just...
Quiet patch.
Not one of these metal bugs. Please don't confuse me with a gold or silver bug. I'm not one of them. But compared to if you index or baseline either the Standard & Poor's or Dow Jones against gold or silver, I mean it's dropped a hell of a lot more than just nominal value.
Well, I know, but there's no point in... I don't think there's any point in making comparisons to gold because that's a bubble. Right? Gold's the ultimate bubble.
Ooh, economic stuff.
I mean, gold just keeps bubbling and is inverse to the crash of everything else. So gold will bubble at the...
Yeah, I mean, gold, you can just look at it throughout history, Does this thing... It's the bubble metal,
peak. It'll peak when it's 4,000 to get realistic. And unless you create hyperinflation, there's no way it can stay at these numbers. So inflation's the only way that it can stay at 12,000. So
Answer waiting to happen.
well, like I said, it's all about the domino thing. It's about a cascade. Like, it's all about the leverage thing and the margin thing.
Yeah, about when and how it's all going to crash. So I was just pointing out that it's sort of like a momentum thing. Once the momentum starts going down hard, it's going to have to go all the way to the bottom before it can go back up again, kind of a thing.
Okay, so what happened?
Ooh, quiet patches.
I mean, one phone, I don't have enough. I got to put better batteries in the phone, so it's like I almost don't.
I'm an anti-theist. And is that satisfactory enough? It's like, well, are you an atheist? And I said, well, no.
That's DNA guy, and he's ambivalent about the word atheism. I don't see why people have apprehension about the word atheism. I mean, I really don't get that whole fear of calling yourself an atheist. What's the scare here? You don't believe in a supernatural creator that there's no evidence for. So until there's evidence of one, you don't believe in one. What's so hard about saying something like that? I don't get it.
Well, I find that the atheist community comes along with a lot of baggage that I personally...
Yeah, well, whatever. I understand that. I mean, you don't have to sit there and wear a shirt calling yourself an atheist. I just mean that when somebody directly asks you to believe that it's realistic or within the realm of reasonable perception that some supernatural entity has created our existence, it's really not. The evidence is in. It's pretty conclusive. No intelligent design evidence. There's no evidence of intelligent design or creation. Oh, quiet part. Yay for the quiet parts.
Variables and, find them. You have to know the variable. So I'm just saying it's it's kind of hidden. I guess I'm just saying it flashes hidden code.
A little bit
So
of
it's hard to get
programming.
into. So maybe it's colder down the floor, so my feet are cold. Maybe
Okay, talking about my cold feet. No point in doing that.
Poisonous fungus. Oh, good idea.
Oh, mushroom question.
Balance. It's not harmony if you have an unsustainable balance. That's not harmony.
Oh, arguing with DNA guy again. Yeah, I kept using the word harmony, to describe humanity in harmony with nature, and it's just not a good way to describe our circumstance. Yeah, there's no harmony in nature anyway. It's just not a good word to describe any relationship in nature.
Obviously, the scenario can destroy itself from its own weight. It can crush itself. It can create a war that destroys the capacity of the replication. Is rare and strange.
Whoa. It should have been near the end. How come it didn't have an ending?
Byproduct of gladiator wars. That's right, you create warriors. That's what happens when you have a gladiator war, you create warriors. Yeah, that's all we are, is retarded warriors. We fight for no good reason, just because, well, there's a sword in my hand, and, yeah, I fight.
Strange, there should be more. Something seems to be missing. Let's see what this one sounds like.
Characterize.
Ah, so you can have an actual conversation.
People talk about humanity living in harmony with the earth.
Okay, it's there. Alright, so it should be all there. Hopefully, maybe 5 hours worth anyway. So that was the cam, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't a bad night. It wasn't probably as bad as that sounded, but anyway. I thought I could interject more, but I'm really run down. I'm really just barely hanging on. Just barely. Oh, sorry. Yeah, fell asleep. So I guess that's all. I really don't think there's anything else I need to report. Everything seems to be, a lot of this stuff seems broken on the internet right now. I gotta fix things. They're not working quite the way they should. And such. And whatnot. So, yeah, that's the way it is. So anyway, till next time. Hey, John Paul Prime posted a video on my website. I don't know, Monica Crowley. Who wants to talk about that?